Sound Production. Sound Production. Sound Production.
Good evening, gentlemen. It is your boy Sirius. Welcome to this Q&A live stream. It's going to be a little quick one, like an hour at most. And I just want you guys to ask me and the Great Ghost, because he's here, any questions you want related to current events or red pill, black pill, MGTOW, whatever it is. If you want to pick our brain, if you're curious on what our opinion is, then you can definitely ask today. We will answer to the best of our ability. Okay, we can't promise you that we're going to have the answer for every question. So we're just going to start right away. And before we begin, I'm gonna give a little shout out. Lego was good. The Sacred Y, Psy, Ash. I don't think I've seen you before, but what's going on, E46? The Hater Sedator. Vito was good. ZK Studios, Old Man Odin. Senator Armstrong, of course, he's going to be back. That's my boy. Jerry K. Frost. IY fan, of course. I will answer that in a bit, IY fan. All right, everybody's good to go. And once again, as always, if you feel like donating to your boy Sirius's link on top of the chat, any donations appreciated. Okay, if you feel that I am worthy of your investment. Let's go ahead and begin. Let's invite the one, the only Gray Ghost. What's going on, Gray Ghost?
Hey, good evening. I got some minis to assemble, so I'm good to hear whatever the heck we got going on tonight.
Yep, I am currently just chilling, just to see what does our subscribers, want to really know from us. So currently, if you guys got any questions for specifically me or the Gray Ghost, put an @ so we know which question is directed to who. So I see you guys already doing it right now. If you have a question for only me or only Gray, put an @ All right, let's go ahead and begin. Okay. All right, fam. What is your favorite anime? Also, have you ever watched Overlord? The main character is a skeleton. My favorite anime. Shit. It's been a minute actually since I watched anime. I mean a minute, I mean like a couple months. Damn, like there's way too many to choose from, not gonna lie. I will say one of my favorite anime is definitely Bleach. That's one of my, like, I will literally have to make a tier system to even explain what is the best animes I've watched and what is the worst. So, but yeah, we'll say Bleach is like my top 5. All right, let's keep going. I see you guys' comments, but hey, I'm going to highlight the questions. Did you hear about the map flag being added to Call of Duty? No, what the fuck? Is this serious?
Yeah, no, I've
Wow.
Yeah, let me see. Let's
They're really trying to push their agenda today.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
That's pretty gross. And then that's just an understatement. I'm being nice about it.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can find the exact one.
Where is it? Oh, don't post it. I don't want that shit near my goddamn channel.
Oh no, I'm not putting it anywhere. I'm just taking a look.
Okay. Lego. His question says, "Hey Sirius, what's your reaction of first world, pretty much modern white women and girls also heading to overseas while flipping their own shits about passport bros?" It's the double standard that they're trying to create, because since the dawn of time, fucking, I'll say Italy, Jamaica, South Africa. I know I'm missing a couple more. I'll say Dominican Republic as well. All these women, right, in general, right? But well, let's go for the model women. Yeah, model women, they love to go over to have girl trips, right? And more likely than not, they didn't even pay for their own flight. They were flown out. They had to beg their sugar daddies to even take them to these certain countries, so they can be a 304 and nobody knows, right? They can go overseas, nobody knows who this girl is, so she doesn't have to worry about being shamed or being called out. Oh, you'll be very surprised how many model women go to these various countries, especially Dubai, and do the most heinous, disgusting shit.
Sorry, I just found it. So, yeah, 22 LGBTQ related flags, no American flags.
I'm not so. That's the stupidest shit ever. God damn it. You know what? I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow. Thank you for giving me that information, man. I'm gonna have to research that tonight. But it's the audacity. They call these average men that they're not going to give these average men the light of day, right? These Western women, these modern women, they call these men lame, nerds. You're broke. You're boring. You're too nice. I see you as a friend, as a brother. So when these very same men is like, okay, I guess these modern women, these Western women, they don't want me. So let me go ahead and expand my horizon and go overseas. And once they do go overseas and see how much nicer women are overall, right? Because it's not just about sex, it's the overall behavior. These men, they want to vlog their experience and they want to let other men know back at home, like, damn, bro, hey, the girls over here is like 9 day, man. This is great. Oh, it's fucking awesome over here. Way better than the women that we deal with back at home. All of a sudden, these very same women that don't want these men are bitching about these men for going overseas. Why? Because it's not really about, lust or desire. It's the fact that she expected these average dudes to wait for her after she's done riding the carousel. So now these dudes are expanding their horizons now. There's way more competition that these modern women have to deal with. That's the number one thing. Way more competition. Because you got to understand, at the end of the day, women compete for resources. And the best package. And they know that when they reach their late 30s, early 40s, they can't get that high caliber guy anymore. So they hope that these simps are at the end of the rainbow to clean up their mess that they've made. How do I explain it? Gentlemen, a woman obtaining a ring in her mind pretty much absolves her of all of her 304 tendencies, all of her whole tendencies. Getting a ring from any guy means that she was still worthy at the end of the day, even though she got ran through by 500 dudes. So when these average men that's supposed to wait for her leaves, that's when she gets pissed the fuck off and go nuts and go on the you want to take advantage of these poor uneducated foreign women because you know that you can't handle a strong woman. Shut the fuck up. You lost, and it eats you up inside. Because you need to understand, the women that are actually complaining, most of them are middle-aged or they're not that good looking. Do you have something to say about that, or you good, Gray?
Yeah, I'm good on that one. We're getting a bunch of questions, so
yeah, it's all good. I just had to put it out there because I'm for the Passport Bros.
I see one by ZK.
Here, let me speed through this. Sir Udis, how you like the workout program so far? Oh yeah, I lost around 34 pounds so far within the last 7 months. I'm looking mean and lean right now. All right, let's keep going. What do you think about not safe for work ASMR? I don't know about them, and I don't care. I didn't know they even fucking existed. Oh, okay, Inuyasha. That's my older brother's favorite anime. Let me see. What's the Yeetus new schedule? I don't have a schedule. I don't. I'm just winging it for now. But by the end of the year, I should have a set schedule for that channel. All right, okay, here we go. ZK Studios, Sir Yeetus the Grey Ghost. What's your opinion on former corn star Sasha Grey getting added to the new Cyberpunk DLC radio station? Do you think the mainstream will accept corn stars into mainstream. What's IPS?
IPs, intellectual properties.
Oh, okay. Well, you can take this one, Gray, if you.
Honestly, I think that for Cyberpunk, it's entirely appropriate. You have a whole bunch of over-the-top sex and violence advertising in the distant future. Having porn stars doing radio shows is entirely within the theme for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, she'll fit right in my opinion.
Yeah, no, thematically appropriate as far as I'm concerned. Now, it'd be something else if they were doing it in, an otherwise wholesome, friendly environment, and then you have her just talking smack. Like this. I mean, they still exist. You can't pretend that these people don't exist just because they do something shameful. So you just put them into roles where they're appropriate and have them act out stuff that's appropriate for what they do.
Yeah. It's way different than, Sasha Grey being on Nickelodeon. Like, what the fuck? Like, hold on. This does not look right. Side characters.
And even then, if she was on Nickelodeon, it's like, for what purpose is she on Nickelodeon? I mean, is she a good voice actress?
Do you remember the drag queen scandal?
Which one?
Oh, the one they had commercials on Nickelodeon, explaining drag queens to children. So if she did something similar in that situation,
but that's the thing. But who? It doesn't really matter who does those. The content is inappropriate.
Like, we should normalize it. Like
I think.
Why are you telling kids?
I think kind of with the voice acting industry. I don't know whether you're more a fan of dubs or subtitles.
Both. It depends. It depends on the quality.
But personally, would you give a shit if the voice actress in one particular anime also did voice acting for a not safe for work product?
Nope.
Yeah. That's the thing. The content is what matters.
Yep. As long as you're able to do the job, I really, it doesn't really matter about your past, unless you're a sick fuck. I don't care.
Yeah, let me put it this way. I think that Sasha Grey doing Cyberpunk radio show is probably far more appropriate and in universe than Chris Pratt being Mario.
That is true. I still don't get the Chris Pratt shit, but
he's a fucking named actor.
Literally
amateurs on YouTube can do the job better, but
that is true.
But they wanted to put Chris Pratt's name in the fucking movie, so he's in the movie.
So dumb. I think Jack Black is Bowser.
Yeah, he does. I think Jack Black does a good Bowser from what I've seen, but Chris Pratt as Mario is no.
He just talks like a normal dude, right?
From what I've seen, yeah. And then on top of that, from the little extra bits of the trailer I've seen, it's 90% Mario getting his ass kicked. Yeah, I'm not really interested. I want to see Mario doing heroic shit. I don't want to see him just getting his ass beat the entire time while Peach looks on and face palms.
Yeah,
that's not Mario.
Yeah, I've been seeing that meme around with Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Now you die. It's too fucking hilarious.
So no, less hyped for the Mario movie now that I've seen more of the trailer.
That is true. But side character, I think he has a question. He says, is it an issue that our society's children suffer the positive consequences of their family, but not the negative consequences? So, for example, receive inheritance, positive, welfare, avoid negative. At Grey Ghost. Let's see.
Is it an issue? Okay, how much are kids first off, I'd wonder how much kids actually inherit in this day and age, considering most of the wealth transfer and money being transferred usually ends up being eaten by the cost of a fucking nursing home and extended medical care. Like it becomes really, really expensive to keep people alive at old ages, for one. And then on top of that, there's wealth transfer tax. So when you die, like a good chunk of what you intend to hand over to your kids is going to get eaten up by the government. So, and is it an issue? Like, and not the negative.
There's more variable. Yeah.
Is it an issue that the welfare society's children avoid welfare? Honestly, this question's kind of weirdly phrased, so I'm not sure.
I think I know what he's talking about. He's saying that with getting the positive things in life and society in general, such as, you know, receiving the money when a family member passed away. But when it comes to, you know, messing up in society, you know, such as, you know, you're a lazy piece of trash, or you don't know how to hold a job, you're horrible with your money, they get a cop out with relying on welfare.
That's the thing. Like, it's definitely a problem because it incentivizes people to not do shit.
I agree. I agree what you're saying, Gray. Because
yeah,
the question was just kind of weird side character, but we know what you're talking about.
In general, yeah, it's an issue. Like the welfare state is absolutely an issue. I can now. Here's the thing. I can understand from a government. Like this is the thing. If you were to take the whole voting aspect out of it, and the idea that welfare is buying votes, then you'd have to look at welfare as a return on investment, because I can understand welfare if you are getting a net positive. Because yes, some people do just because like if you go broke, some people do need a little bit of help to just keep them floating until they get another job. I can understand wanting to smooth it over so that people don't get into a fucking death spiral. I get that. But the idea is that whatever you invest into the person, they're then going to pay back with future tax revenue and more. The problem is when you are effectively buying people's votes with other people's money.
So pretty much there's a difference between using welfare as a tool and using welfare as a crutch.
Well, no, that's the thing. A crutch is still like supposed to just allow you to move around until you regain full mobility.
Oh, I mean like full on rely on welfare.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I just think crutch is a bad metaphor for full reliance. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally, like people who just rely on welfare to live their life, yes, that's a problem. Like, again, I look at it purely at the mathematical standpoint. Is the government going to get a net tax benefit from a welfare activity? If yes, then okay, it's worth it. If no, then it's not worth it, because then you're paying for someone to continue to exist at the expense of other hardworking people.
I completely agree. But I'm going to address this right quick. I had a huge donation from JS. I'm not going to say full name, but thank you for your amazing investment, amazing donation. This is also going to be towards new art. Thank you very much, man. Like I'm investing like crazy into this Yeetus News stuff. All right, it's going to be good. I already talked to Gray not that long ago. We're going to have a couple of good conversations, so hopefully you guys go over tomorrow night and watch it. But once again, hey, I'm going to read as many questions as you can, but if you decide to donate and throw a question there as well, that will take priority. Because once again, you know, it's a generous thing to do to donate in this economy right now. So let's go ahead and speed through these questions. The Great Ghost and Sirius thought on the new female version of Jack Murphy, Eliza. I knew she was, man. I don't even know about the entire situation, but I already knew from the jump that she's a lying piece of shit. Like her outfit and her hair gave it away. Like she was from the fucking the Hunger Games and shit. Like she was reading off of a script on Tim Pool's podcast about, oh, I'm a victim. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit. Once again, this is what irks me. Why didn't you go to the police?
Okay, well, we know why she didn't go to the police. It didn't.
Yeah,
It didn't fucking happen. Here's what I think is the better question. No, seriously, I've got the better question, and then I also have the better answer. Because here's where it goes. Why does she need to make up a fake story about being human trafficked in order to talk about human trafficking?
That's a way better question, actually.
Like, why not just be like, look, I read about this, I've seen the stories, and it really moved me, and I've decided this is going to be my purpose, is to draw attention to these and bring the stories of these victims out. I'm not personally a victim, but I absolutely support those who are, and I will be their voice and their soapbox. Why do you actually need to be a fucking participant? Can't you just advocate on behalf of someone who's gone through shit you haven't?
Yeah, she's using that damsel in distress card to make it more believable.
Well,
oh, look at me, I'm a lonely woman.
The thing, it becomes less believable. But that's the thing. This is where I think it's insidious, because I see the same thing with a lot of the minor attracted persons kind of deals. There's a lot of accusations of that get thrown around a lot. Like,
especially that one situation with that girl in the gym, the one that got
the underage 21-year-old.
I was literally hitting my head against the wall when she said that.
But here's the thing: I'm seeing the same thing with human trafficking, where human trafficking is no longer you go and you say, "Oh, we're hiring your daughter to be a model. Ever come fly out to this place," and then she's fucking disappeared and sold off and drugged up and then disposed of. No. Now it's become a dude paid for my flight so that I could go out to him and spend the night with him. And that's human trafficking now. So I think that this is part of trying to dilute human trafficking to the point where when someone hears that, oh, someone's being human trafficked, they no longer think of the kidnappings and brutality. They think, oh, they got flown to Dubai for a weekend.
Oh yeah, she's probably okay. She's just going over there, and she ain't being completely beaten and bruised and taken advantage of.
And you know who would really, really benefit from that?
Yeah.
Actual human traffickers.
Yeah. Which is beyond board. And don't want to get to Alex Jones, but that type of profession goes way deeper than a lot of people think.
Oh, it absolutely does. But that's the thing. It's the same with saying that, oh, you like an 18 to 24-year-old? Well, you must like children then. What that does is it provides a smoke screen for the people who actually like children. Because now the next time someone because now the next time someone says, "Hey, this person is terrible because they like children," it gets diluted, and now people think like, "Oh, so they like 18 to 24-year-olds, whatever."
Oh, she's 19. She's still a child. Nope, legally an adult. No, but she said she's a child. No, she's an adult.
Yeah, but now it's going to be like this person's a creeper. It's like, yeah, whatever. They like younger women. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Oh, they like younger men. Who gives a shit? It's like, no, they're underage. Like, look, I don't give a shit that they're 18. It's perfectly fine. No, not 18. Look, I'm not going to listen to you anymore. Stop wasting my time. That's the thing. It's going to provide cover for the actual criminals.
Right.
And that's why I think this stuff keeps getting pushed, because it's to the benefit of the criminals that the words for their crimes become associated with more and more minor infractions.
Unfortunately, eventually, I think the goal is try to make it normalized.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, oh, she's 19. Oh, get it? Teen. She's still a teenager. Really? Really? She can legally sign up to go to war. She can legally move out of her parents' place and get her own place. Like, what are you talking about? She can legally, well, not anymore, but when it was legal, she can legally smoke at 18 years old. Like, what?
No, that's the thing. But that's the point. The point is, make a serious crime less serious by launching out all these accusations. The same with the Me Too shit. All these false allegations that have gone around. Now, what women are actually victims have even less credibility than before the Me Too movement.
Yeah, it's that's the goal of the left, to distort the. They're going to try their best to bend reality as much as possible. Not literally bend reality, but literally push the goalpost to the point where heinous things, heinous crimes is just looked at as, oh, it's just another typical, Tuesday.
Yeah, no, actually, funny thing, side here, not being able to smoke or drink at the age of adult seems like a violation of rights, to be honest. Like, yeah, no, here's the funny thing. You can't decide, you're not legally allowed to smoke or drink, but you are allowed to inject yourself with hormones that scar you for the rest of your life.
Hey, Great Ghost, too much logic, man. Too much logic. It's crazy. Yes. A 5-year-old all of a sudden knows that, hey, let me go ahead and chemically castrate myself. But you're how you say, not mature enough, you're not adult enough at 18 years old to sexually consent. Like, what? It's crazy. But Chaz, with a generous donation, he says, will I get over it? No, you will not get over it, Chaz. Sorry, dude. I can't see you getting over it, man. You're gonna be raging for a couple weeks to a month until you beat the game. and then on
Chaz, idea, you and I collab and we race.
Just play a video of a speed run.
No, we race getting over it.
Oh yeah, but yeah, you could do that. I'm just saying, like, replace your screen with a video of a speed run and piss Chaz off even more. But Chaz also says, why are you trying to steal my viewers? LMAO joking. Hope you're doing well. I'm actually doing pretty phenomenal right now. I'm very hydrated, drinking a lot of water. I drank a little over a gallon of water today. Gotta stay hydrated. So let's go to the next question. What do you think of the Emma Watson mean camp reading deepfake? How will we be able to judge the truth even in a few years? We will be talking about that tomorrow on Yidis News. Stay tuned, because I am definitely curious about that topic. Our white fam, Sir Yidis Great Ghost, what do you think about accelerationism, as in accelerating the decline of America rather than the prolonged, slow, controlled one that's the establishment is doing. Uh, Personally, unless it's World War III, and World War III is usually associated with nukes, I don't see the acceleration happening. Or if the economy completely fucking bombs.
Well, that's the thing. I'm a supporter of it, and I see it happening because straight up, like, look at how much they're panicking over men just being like, you know what, fuck this corporate slave bullshit.
Oh, I'm down for it. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong.
Like it's the so long as you can do it legally, like, you know, without risking getting your ass tossed in prison, 100% support.
How you say and I agree with you, Gray. It's the fact that we're just sitting back is like, you know what? I'm just gonna be doing me. You know, what do you mean the betterment of society? Society treats me like shit. And instead of going after the actual criminals, actual evildoers, we got the glowies coming after these small little itty bitty channels coming after the manosphere for exposing, hey, men are being treated like shit. You don't have to go through this. You can just go do your own thing. You don't have to be another cog in the wheel in the system. Just do you enjoy your life. They're way more focused on us than focusing on the map people. The who else? Oh, yeah, the drag people, which I'm going to be answering right quick. Just the actual people that are doing harm to defenseless people, such as children.
Yeah.
So that well, it's not really the thing that I support it, but do we really have a choice at this point? We don't have a choice. And the fact that channels like ours, the community like ours, is trying our best to show other men that they also have a choice. That's why a lot of people are pissed off at us, because they don't want us to show other men that they have a choice, because it's going to hurt them in the long run, right? Acceleration, yeah, that word, whatever.
Yeah.
So
The faster
that's
the
my
system
answer.
collapses, the sooner these people need the system to keep going because their lives are dependent on it. Like, we are actively threatening their continued existence by not feeding into their parasitic cycle. Like, they are
Yep.
parasites. Like, they are parasites. Like, it's plain and simple. They want to live off of the work of others. And as soon as you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to provide myself, I'm just going to provide enough for myself, and what will be taken from me by force, I'm not going to provide anything more than that. Well, that's when they start to freak the fuck out, because it's like, well, now there's not enough left for me. It's like, yeah, sucks to be you.
Agreed. 8-Bit Dragon says, what do you think about them having drag shows in churches? Haram, evil, blasphemy, and is one of the main reasons on why the war band in general say that Christianity is beyond cucked.
Yeah.
Because you don't really see that in mosque.
Yeah.
Well, there's one or two churches in America, not churches, a mosque in America that has a female imam, which is completely fucking, that's a no-go. Like,
Well,
horrible
I guess
things will happen. Horrible things will happen in the Middle East if anybody try to pull some bullshit like that.
Yeah. Well, and let's be honest. Chances are that shit's gonna sort itself out.
Yeah. We'll see, because I know there's a video 9 years ago. I've seen it.
Keep in mind, I'm pretty sure that we're going to hear about how this poor female imam suffered some kind of horrible tragedy at the hands of a whole bunch of cultural individuals, and it was somehow white supremacy's fault.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I agree. But
It'll be internalized misogyny and white supremacy, even though there wasn't a fucking white person within a 5-mile radius.
True, but the point is, Christianity is fucked in the West. I don't know why. Like, you guys are completely outnumbered. The true believers, whether you're Christian, Catholic, Protestant, whatever the sect that you want to be in, the true worshipers of Christianity, you guys are way outnumbered right now. Way outnumbered.
And that's the thing. I think that it might even just be a wake-up call. Is like, you guys were always outnumbered. Like, the true believers were always outnumbered by the people who just went along with whatever was socially convenient.
Agreed. But right now, this is reaching levels that I've never seen before, especially in history. You're seeing rainbow flags everywhere. You see literally grown men in a wig, right? The drags, dancing sexually in front of children in church. I don't know. Look, outside looking in, I don't really see people taking Christianity seriously. That's just my opinion. No disrespect to the. I know he's in, but no disrespect to the true believers. But I'm talking about the majority of people that claim Christianity. They're making y'all look bad. We don't really do crusades anymore, so go with that. Did you guys see Disney? Did you guys see Disney is going to do a drag queen story time to celebrate Star Wars? Haram. That's all I gotta say. Haram. Let's keep going. What is? Even if Jack Murphy could not change his fate of a cuckold, is there really any hope for a cuckold? It's a power thing and repressed feeling. What do you mean by that? I'm confused. You mean, is there a chance for Jack Murphy to change? In my opinion, no.
Like, it's quite simple. I think that it's kind of like being a murderer. Like, you can't undo it.
Yeah, you can't undo it.
Like, you can fucking repent and you can do everything to try and like never let it happen again and wipe the stain away, but you can't change that it happened.
Agreed. Like, he will never get the title cuckold off of his back. But even then, he is already old enough that he is set in his ways. So I highly doubt, 99% highly doubt, that he will be able to not be a cuck anymore. Because he's like in his 40s, late 40s. There's no way he's changing after that.
Yeah.
Unless he has no choice,
Like, honestly, I think that like the only way to get out of being a cuckold is to just go monk. Like, if you cannot be around women without allowing that kind of power domination, then you got to remove the temptations straight up and avoid them entirely.
Agreed. Cuban Speed. His question is, do you think the young generation will ever grasp that the red pill is far more than just gendered issues between the sexes? I say yes, eventually.
A portion of them will.
No.
Most of them won't. Some of them will. Same as every generation.
And it doesn't help that the mainstreamers of the manosphere, all they talk about is dating, sex, dating.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sex sells. Like, what does every dude have? What does every dude have in common? He wants to put his dick in.
No, I agree. I agree, and it works, right? It gets them shekels, but I'm just saying that's the reason why only a small portion will ever get that red pill just goes beyond women, because the people that has the biggest voice all they talk about is, oh yeah, 5'7", oh
Yeah,
she's a whore.
but that's the thing. You're putting the cart before the horse here.
What
It's
do you
not
mean? I
that
said I
they
agree.
got. It's not that they got big. Like, and then they just talked about women. It's like, no, they got big because that was their focus.
I didn't say that. My whole thing was like, that's the only thing that they talk about the entire time, beginning to end.
But that's what their audience wants. If they started talking about the more real life based shit, most of their audience would just fuck off to whoever else is talking about what they want to.
Which is why only a small portion of men or young men will even have that type of enlightenment. They will when they get older. I mean, older. But the youngins, only a small portion. Where's the question? Hold on. Oh man, y'all got some questions. Cuban Speed, the workplace was the first place to be considered the primary place to be sexually harassed and capitalized on. Then there's Me Too, and the second place, in my opinion, is the gyms. Where's next? There's already a Home Depot. I would say,
Grocery store.
well, grocery store, yes. They already invaded the barbershops.
Yeah, like, I'm just thinking where would a woman, like, where could a woman reasonably interact with a man in the general population? Like, malls are dead as a whole. The only thing that people really buy in person anymore is like food. So, and even that's kind of on its way out.
That is true. They'll literally, in my opinion, by 2030, they'll be swimming to the nearest oil rig. They'll be going to the mine, the coal mines and shit, just to get some type of attention, looking for a husband. I believe they will get more desperate as time goes on.
You're probably not wrong. That's the sad thing.
But you did this to yourselves. You believed in a false prophet. You worship a false idol.
Gas stations.
Feminism.
Gas stations.
Oh, that's already flooding right now.
That's the thing. It's like, what's the next big thing? Like the next big thing is going to be gas stations. We're going to see fucking gas station encounter TikToks.
They already I forgot. I know there's one video I posted like way earlier in my YouTube career. It's just this woman is freaking out because she was wearing the skimpiest of outfit, and there was like 4 or 5 guys just chilling at the pump, and she flipped the fuck out because not one of them even paid attention to her. She went nuts. I'm like, god damn.
Like,
calling them gay and shit.
It's like, ladies, you all fucking screamed for years to stop treating you like a piece of meat. Stop undressing us with your eyes. Stop looking at us. We don't want to feel the male gaze. Okay? So now we took it all away and we barely look at you at all.
That's on y'all. You brought on you. How are you going to get mad about the game when you're the one that set the rules? That's literally a toddler. That's a little kid fucking thing. You made all these ridiculous rules for a game, and immediately as soon as the dude is like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this instead. No, you can't do this. I'm gonna change the rules now. Like, what? And then eventually the man's be like, you know what? I don't even want to play anymore. And just walks away. Oh, where you going? Where you going? We didn't finish the game, man. That's literally what's happening right now in the West.
Yeah. And we're not even taking the ball and going home. We're just like, you know what? We're not going to take in the ball and leaving. We're leaving you with the ball, and we're just walking away. Play with whoever the hell will stand to be with you.
Yep, like here you go. Oh, but Undead Chronic with the craziest fucking question. Would you rather go on a 2-week swinger cruise where you share a room with Murphy and his wife, or go to every 21 Studios convention and sit front row for the rest of your life? How often is his conventions?
Now, here's the real thing that I'm wondering, because there's a couple variables. Because the 21 Studios, is this all expenses paid?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Because like, if it's like, because I'm going to assume that these things are free. Because otherwise, I'm taking the fucking cruise, because then it's 2 weeks and it's over, and I'm not paying for shit. But if I just got to be flown out to a convention like once every 3 to 6 months, sit in the front row and read a book while some idiot rambles on about bullshit. I mean, I got to sit in the front row. No one said I had to pay attention. I can just listen to fucking music and read a book. And I think that that'd be fucking funny to be like, he's going up there. There's all these guys fucking super hyped for what he's got to say. And then there's just me in the front row reading the fucking book with my music going.
Okay, so what about the sharing the room with Murphy? He didn't mention doing anything with them. Just sharing the room.
2 weeks of watching Jack Murphy get pegged and slurp.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, like, it's bad, but it's also 2 weeks and then it's over.
Yeah, like I can wear blindfolds and shit, right? Like I can like.
I mean, like,
I can just turn around and.
If we gotta fucking take notes and write an extensive 10-page report, and it better meet satisfaction, or we have to fucking redo the whole experience, like, that's one thing.
Yeah, at that point,
but if we just have to, be physically present, I mean, it's 2 weeks. It's like,
that's what I'm saying.
Hey, Frost, what would you, Frost? Would you rather do the Jack Murphy thing or prison? Like which is worse, truly?
But Frost, he says, what do you think about those 5 black cops beating up that black dude and they try to say it was white supremacy? Stupid.
Funny.
Yeah,
I got to get the video together. I got the raw videos downloaded, and I got Friday off, so I'm fucking doing I'm doing the video. It's gonna be funny as shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this this week as well on Yeetus News.
Hey, Frost officially says that prison is better than Jack Murphy for 2 weeks.
It's just that, like, but I don't want to sit in a fucking convention for the rest of my goddamn life. Like,
it's every couple months. You basically take a week off to read books and listen to music for a couple hours.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. Like, how frequent does he have these conventions?
It's probably like an annual thing.
If that's the case, then I would rather go to the 21 convention for the rest of my life. But if he was doing it like 3 to 4 times a week,
yeah. If you got to pay for the shit, on the other hand, it's like, no, I ain't getting. Like, I'll take the fucking 2 weeks with Jack Murphy if I don't got to shell out for the fucking Griftosphere convention.
What else? I'm sure you guys got more questions. Let me see. Where is the questions? Okay. Frost says, what do you guys think the future of the manosphere is with all these female chameleons and grifters? I personally think they're destroying the message. Yeah. I wouldn't say destroying, but they're distorting the message. Right? Because how you say they're the control opposition. They're the one with the biggest voice. So I know eventually if these men want to do extra research on like the Red Pill and MGTOW stuff, eventually they'll find us. But we already know a lot of these simps they're going to stop at just Probably Things and Fem Sapien and all these other creators in our space. Because, oh, she's a girl, she's saying everything that I want to hear because I truly believe there's a unicorn. But there will be a group of men that will eventually find their way to like Underchronic and Hammerhand.
Personally, like here's like I just write off the guys who will fall for that stuff as a lost cause. Like they were never going to be allies. Like they were always going to be simps. They were always going to sell their life out for a woman. It's just that they took a different path towards it. But when you get these names being sprouted publicly and it reaches a wider audience, I think that you're going to see more traffic go towards these kinds of topics. Like, yeah, the purity is diluted, but the audience is bigger. And like one way or another, like if this shit remained just incredibly underground and niche, okay, let's look at it from a different thing.
I'll be right back, Gray. I'll be right back.
Okay, so here would be the analogy. Like Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop RPGs. 30, 40 years ago, you did not admit that you participated in that in public at all. Like you did not admit that you played it, enjoyed it, or even knew what it was. Otherwise, you would face basically being socially ostracized and a pariah. Nowadays, it's practically trendy to do with celebrities putting out fucking animated shit for it. Would it have been better if RPGs had just stayed niche and underground? Because a lot of them have been corrupted and fucked with. There's no question of that. But there's also a shit ton of people that otherwise never would have even looked at it and took it in directions that were beneficial to it as a whole.
Okay, so we got some extra details. Underchronic says 2 conventions a year, all expenses paid, but you'll be seen in videos. And the convention lasts for like 4 days. So 8 days total out of the year. Everything will be paid for. But I will be seen front row in all of his videos. I can look and discuss. Or just indifferent.
Yeah, just indifferent so far as I'm concerned. Yeah, whatever.
And I agree with Senator. I'll probably be booing too until they kick me out. But I'm assuming they'll never kick me out. I'm forced to just stay there. All right, let's see if there's any other questions. Underground, do nothing, just sleep in the bunk bed above Jack and his wife. No, I'll go to the 21 conventions. I'm good. Oh, blindfold is okay. No earplugs or headphones. Oh, that's evil. Underchronic, you got no chill, bro. Where's IRFN, which is worse, a male feminist or a conservative Chino? What is Chino? I forgot what the word meant.
I don't know either, but we'll just go with conservative. I'd say the conservatives are worse.
It's oh man, honestly that's hard for me to choose.
Because like here's the thing, the male feminists, like you can clearly identify that like they're fucking delusional. The conservatives, on the other hand, like they're the ones that actually take the strong and useful guys and like fuck their brains. It's like here's the thing. A male feminist is not fucking getting laid, and you can tell that he's a goddamn loser. The conservative usually has a woman, and that gives him more fucking credibility.
Okay, I get. Okay, I agree, because I do see that. I do see that in real life where the person can get women, but it turns out he is, you know, he's the bitch of the relationship.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. Revan, he says, who has the biggest power level? Well, what do you mean?
Probably Saitama. I mean, if we're talking absolutes, then it'd probably be Xeno from Dragon Ball Z, because they can literally wipe out an entire universe at will. So
yeah, okay, I give it. Yeah, it's Xeno. If you're just talking about just Dragon Ball Z alone, but if you talk about anybody,
well, that's the thing. Like, out of any anime, I can't think of, like, out of any media, I can't think of anyone that can wipe out a universe like casually.
right? So
Xeno wins just because
there's only a couple of animes where there's like God is involved. So
yeah, like like Xeno's just kind of like, hey, we're gonna wipe out the universe. Okay, bye.
like, oh shit. If that actually happened. Like, get out, run away now, get back into the goddamn. We need to get out of here. He didn't even have a second thought. He was like, all right, this universe is gone, this universe is gone, that universe is gone.
Bye.
Like,
fucked, whatever. So yeah, no, like Xeno kind of wins because he just casually wipes out a universe. So yeah, that's about as strong as you get.
Okay. Zenden says, I didn't even stop at MGTOW. I'm currently interested in ancient Greek philosophy like Stoicism and the allegory of the cave. I did not read that shit in forever. I have to read it again. That was a great... How they put that story together, it really reflects a lot of things that you don't really think about. At least the average person don't really think about. I'm going to have to get a copy or watch on YouTube. I'm pretty sure they have it on YouTube. It's gentlemen, if you are a big fan of philosophy, I suggest that you look up the allegory of the cave.
Yeah, Plato's cave, I assume.
I think so. Is it Plato or was it I'm pretty sure it's Plato.
I think I've heard it referred to as Plato's cave quite a bit.
Here, let me look it up so I don't look like a fucking idiot. Yep, you're right. It's by Plato.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna read that again because that was such a masterpiece. Frost, did you email Pop yet? Nope. Not yet. Eventually I will. But unfortunately, I gotta go touch grass sometimes, you know? Because once again, according to our haters, we don't touch grass.
Well, to be fair, it's the middle of fucking winter. Good luck getting to it.
Why are you shoveling that one spot? What are you doing? Shut up.
I gotta touch grass.
My goals are beyond your understanding. Oh shit. Okay, let's keep going. Anybody else at? Oh, Christian in name only. Didn't Undercurrent deal with one of those people?
He's dealt with a lot of those people, but that's the thing. Like the male feminists, they'll make it very clear where they stand. The conservative chinos, they will pretend that they are on your side and that they have your best interests at heart, and that's what makes them worse.
Huh? Because what was that? That therapist chick that Underchronic dealt with? I forgot what her name was. She was annoying.
Yeah.
He was in a debate with her, and he roasted the shit out of her.
That doesn't narrow it down.
His most recent live stream. If you watch his live streams,
That I don't got time.
I don't know who she is, so I don't know what her fucking name is. But her husband is the epitome of a fucking cuck.
Yeah, like he gets pegged because she likes humiliating men. That bitch.
Yeah, and they proclaim themselves to be Christians.
Yeah.
So I definitely see where you're coming from, IY fan. That is way worse than a male feminist.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What do you guys think of Steven Crowder admitting he used to be bisexual? Why is he committing career suicide like this? This is news to me. I didn't know about this. Like,
okay, like, here's the thing: like, what the fuck's he admit to? Like, I used to be bisexual. It's like, what? So you found a dude hot once, or like, did you fuck a dude in the ass? Like, what level of bisexual are we talking about here?
Right, and once again, this is why I have an issue with the alphabet community, because I'm like, listen, I don't give a fuck what you are. All right, just don't be weird around me. Whatever you do in the bedroom stays in the fucking bedroom. But they
But that's the thing. They need you to give a shit.
I'm like, fuck off. Like, I don't go around asking random people, do you like vagina or the pee-pee? What do you like? Like, what the fuck? But I do agree with you saying, Gray. Their whole personality, their whole existence revolves around their sexual orientation, which is beyond fucking weird and crazy. Yes, I'm gonna say it, crazy. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you are attracted, whatever. Okay? Like, shut up. Get back to work. Like, fuck. Oh man. Like, why are you just going around telling people, yeah, I like to have sexy time with both dudes and girls and non-binary and gender fluid, and like, I don't care. Why you telling you gross? You're a harlot. You're a whore. Go away. Why is he making fun of me? Why is he being mean? Bitch, if you would have kept it to yourself, I would have had known in the first place. But you going around, with your rainbow colored hair and whatever you are trying to dress up as.
Yeah. The only reason that they do this is because people won't beat the shit out of them. Not because people don't want to beat the shit out of them, but because the cops will screw them over for it. Like here's the thing. If I went up to random people's children and started talking about heterosexual relationships to them, like in the explicit manner, I'd probably get my ass fucking beat. I'd be lucky to walk away alive.
Like literally,
like fucking reproductive sex is the only kind of sex you're not allowed to discuss with children these days.
None. But even then, they discuss everything. See, our country's going to shit, but I don't want to think about it, because right now they're really pushing it. Even if it's just a minority, that's still too damn much. I don't know why you're trying to excuse their behavior because there's only a small amount of them.
Yeah, because like, guess what? Like, let me put it this way: no matter how small their minority is, there's an even smaller minority of whites committing hate crimes, and yet that won't get fucking shut up about.
I completely agree. The entire, straight white males are getting demonized. But these fucking weirdos that get jobs as teachers talking about their sexual adventures to children, they are the ones that are getting defended. I'm like, ew. I really need to bring a conceal and carry if you ever try to speak that shit around my child. if I ever had a child. Because there ain't no fucking way some random bimbo wants to talk about, and yes, this is on Twitter, videos, sex toys and all that shit to like first, second graders. Gentlemen, it's that is something that is Odyssey exclusive topic. If me and Gray truly wants to talk about that crazy shit. Because wow. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. How much proof do you need, gentlemen? There's not too many people with common sense left in the United States or in the West in general.
Like the ones with common sense are either keeping a low profile or fucked off.
Yep. They're like, yep, I'm out of here. I'm out. Fuck all y'all. I'm going to the woods. I'm gonna be the new Bigfoot. Shinobi One, what's going on, man? It's been a while, actually. He says, Brother Surayita's gap between red pillars and NPC blue pill cucks has never been wider. No fixing the soulless, soylent society problem. So my questions: how long until it burns and warband flags fly? When World War III starts?
Like, probably sooner than we'd like.
Yeah. But I can literally define if World War III truly begins, that's when it will burn.
Yeah. Like, honestly, 10 years would be optimistic. I don't think we have that long.
Very optimistic. Let me see.
I don't think it's going to last 2 election cycles.
Yeah, honestly, it really depends on, in my opinion, the 2024 election. Let's see what happens during the 2024 election. Then we'll, even though, like, do our votes matter? No, not really. But let's see who they put in the Oval Office.
Let's see how much the 2024 election destroys people's faith in the electoral system.
And you got to know your history, gentlemen. Why did the Civil War begin? It pretty much kicked off because Abraham Lincoln won the election. Keep in mind, just keep that in mind. Just saying. Mike says, found out that my county officials are upset that men between 18 to 40 don't want to defend women. It's fun.
All right, well then they can do it. It's like, what you think?
They're probably Gen Xers, or it's.
No, they're officials, man. Like, chances are they're like Gen Xers are boomers, straight up. It's like, all right, guys. Okay, yeah. Men 18 to 40 don't want to defend women, so you do it. Like,
do they even bother?
If you feel so strongly about it, then you can go out and fucking defend them. Put on a cape and be a fucking superhero. Catch the bullet.
They didn't bother to do their research or try to ask any in-depth questions of why that's happening. They just their set mind is just too much for them to compute about what's going on in society right now.
Now, are they like the Tim Pools, like, oh, you should absolutely do it. I'd do it. I'm a good person. It's like, no, bitch. Like, you would just scream, somebody call 911 and be fucking useless.
Okay. Unless I'm clapping them cheeks or you're a female family member, good fucking luck. That's the only 2 requirements for me to defend you. If you don't meet those 2 requirements, whether that's to me. That's to me. My opinion.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing: clapping the cheeks is one thing. Like, are you really gonna go away for a one-night stand?
Well, it's like I said. If I have any type of companionship, not just one-night stand, if I have any type of companionship or you're a female family member, then I will consider defending you. But if you don't meet those 2 requirements, you're fucked. I'm not doing shit. I'm not. Hey, this is your world. This is the world that you created. You wanted this. You're strong, independent, don't need a man. Men are obsolete. Men should go to war and die. That's what you might have women said. So I'm not doing shit. I'm not. So that's me. Yeah, if it's one night stand, no, I'm not defending a girl that's one night stand. But if I have a companionship with a girl and I've known her for a minute, then I will consider. If it's a female family member, I'll consider. But beyond that, I'm just gonna shrug my shoulders like, hey, you should have been you should have been training. You should have had a weapon on you. You should have been prepared. That's on you. Now look at you. You got a broken eye socket. But I'm assuming, Gray, your requirement is just if she's a family member and you know you're on good terms with that family member.
No, like wait, no, even simpler than that.
Okay.
Mother of my kid.
Okay. The mother. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to say. And I agree with what you're saying as well. Your requirements. If you're not my parents, if you're not my siblings, or like you just said, the mother of your child, like there's no incentive. There's literally no upside in risking my life, whether it's me getting killed or going to jail. Because yes, the criminal can still press charges against me or sue me, or the woman, if I try to save the woman, if she's a fucking psycho bitch, will put false accusations on me.
And like,
yes,
here's the
that
thing.
happens.
I've had enough with female family members because I can try to help them. They don't want my help. It's like, all right, you're on your own. Like I offered my fucking hand, you slapped it away, so don't come crying to me when you're fucked.
And I also have to emphasize there's a difference, in my opinion. Did she put herself in that situation? Did she put herself in that situation? That's the big indicator whether if I decide to help or not. If she brought that shit on herself, lesson learned. This is a very important lesson for you. You know, maybe you need to realize you have XX chromosomes. Maybe you need to realize that you're not as strong as you look. You know, maybe a 5'2" woman should be talking shit to a 6'6", 250-pound man. Sorry. Not really, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, I try to put it on simplest terms, but I'm like, you know what? It sounds weird if I put it in simple terms.
Yeah, it's like, I ain't sorry. I'm gonna be like, yep, well, you screwed yourself. So, good luck dealing with that shit.
Where is it?
But the difference is, like, the one is the mother of my kid. Like, I'm invested in that. Like, that's something that I have authority and responsibility for, and there's long-term benefits.
I completely agree with that.
Like, whereas, guess what? It's like, if it's mother or grandmother, like, you have a man or should have a man. If you don't have a man, that's your own fucking fault. Like, the child is not supposed to sacrifice for the parents. That's not how fucking nature works.
Agreed. And I saw a meme last year. You know, the woman that was pregnant on the bus, you know, seeing if a man will give up his seat. But the man is like, well, you should have fucked the dude that had a car.
Yeah. Like, look, that ain't my kid. Why the fuck do I give a shit that it comes out, like, healthy or not? Why do I give a shit about your health? You're not my woman. That's not my kid.
Right. Like, definitely not my problem. The foot. Oh. Give me 1 second. I have a generous donation from RH. I'm not going to say your entire name. He says, just finished my workout, Puniti bros. Yeah, you better get them gains. Yeah.
Is it?
You better bench 225 at least. All right, and if you can't, you need to take more pre-workout and creatine.
Well, actually, I've triggered a disagreement with Senator Armstrong. He
What
disagrees
happened?
that the children are supposed to sacrifice their parents. Like, no, like that isn't how nature works. Because if children sacrifice for, like I was saying, the genetic lineage of children sacrificing for parents is really fucking short. Like it ends. Like if you have kids and they fucking die protecting you, congratulations, your genetic lineage has ended. Your genes have been removed from the pool. You do not get another go around. Goodbye.
Literally wasted 20 years for nothing. For nothing. So, hell to the fucking no. See, this is why the saying is no parent should bury their own children. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. I know it happens, but that's literally a parent's worst nightmare is burying their own kids.
Yeah, like fucking sons being able to protect their mothers. That is a fucking modern era issue. Primarily, a ton of mothers would die in fucking childbirth. All right, mothers would literally fucking die just to give birth to kids. Like before all this fucking modern medical tech. So no, it was not common. Like you maybe had one fucking old bat that managed to live a long time. But there's a reason that there wasn't no fucking community of old fucking village women. Most of them died.
Agreed. And once again, I'm not saying the son never protects a mother, but most of the time, if they have to protect something, is usually the entire tribe.
Yeah,
usually
they're protecting like their long-term success, and they're protecting their families, their children. Like if a child's greatest fucking thing to protect is their parents, then their parents fucking failed at raising them.
Agreed. Because I guarantee you, my parents still today will still have a need to make sure that I'm good, my siblings are good, because they still say, hey, I need to protect my kid, not the other way around.
Okay, Armstrong, it doesn't matter if it's their best bet of survival. What is the point of an infertile woman surviving from an evolutionary perspective?
There is no point. There's no point. Sorry, I know it sounds kind of, morbid, but it is what it is. Because men need women for reproduction. If she can't reproduce, it's like,
Like once the woman is out of the ability to pass on the genetic lineage, their job's done. Like
it's
every second they breathe after that is a fucking bonus that they should cherish.
Because why do you think a lot of women these days that chooses to not have kids completely regret it later on? Most women. Because they're alone. They can't. Their siblings have their own families. The parents are dead. Their best friends, they have their own families. And there goes her in her little house with her cats and shit. No, everybody's too busy to go visit her. And the most attention that she'll get is probably going to the bar. And nobody's really going to pay attention to some 50-something-year-old hag.
Yeah, like the most you might be able to justify is with elephants, where the eldest women are passing on shit and helping new mothers learn. Like that's about as much value as you get. You get more experienced mothers teaching the less experienced ones. But that is not a requirement for survival. That is optional.
Yeah, why do you think everybody pities that single aunt that never had kids? It's going to be a sad 40 to 80 years old life.
Like, keep in mind, like, and this is something that is only in a very select few creatures that there's even this extended family relationship. Most of the time, like, soon as the kids reach some kind of age of maturity, they are kicked out of their parents' fucking house or nest or whatever and never seen again.
Yep.
Like, that's nature. Like,
go spread my genes, young one. That's pretty much it.
like fucking tribes and interfamiliar relationships, that is a handful of animals and primarily primates.
Yes. So when the sons and stuff, when they're protecting their parents, is most likely is because the community is in trouble. The country is in trouble.
Like, and like Bobby Johnson's like, no. Evolution, nature, the fucking genetic hard coding that determines our baseline structure, all it gives a shit about is that you survived long enough to pass your genes on. That's all it cares about. Everything else is just a side factor to the preservation of your genetic lineage. Nature does not care a fucking flip about anything beyond that. You can have purposes beyond that, you can have objectives beyond that, but that's not nature. That's built on top of nature or around it.
Yeah, we're talking just nature, not nurture. Nature, not nurture. Okay, no society or environmental impact. We're just strictly talking about what is your cells, your DNA is trying to do to pass on genes. Because once again, every single living organism, that's their goal. Just keep going, keep reproducing.
And it's quite simple. Why? Because any living thing that did not obey that urge was eliminated from the gene pool, and thus that fucking thing doesn't exist. Like,
and from a biological standpoint, whether you want to admit it or not, because once again, we're smart beings. You know, we don't think just off of instinct, but from a biological standpoint, it won't happen. Our bodies try our best to make sure that does not happen. That's why men, we have a way higher sex drive than women. And when it comes to women, once they reach a certain age, that's why they have a thing called baby rabies. Because they know inside their time is running out. You know, no eggs, the no egg song, that's pretty much playing in their head. They need to find a man quick before they're unable to have babies anymore. I don't know. It's something that is a female nature thing. They just know inside that, damn, I'm running out of time. I need to get a baby now. That's how we survive as a species. That's how we pass on the genes. There's a lot of small things that a lot of people don't talk about, but the big thing is that's why men are horny as fuck, and that's why women, as much as they want to hope, this is a new concept, right? Because I'm not a woman, but women, they have a small window to produce as many kids as possible. So once they reach that age or going up there, there's an alarm that goes off in their head to say, oh damn, I need to hurry up and get a kid.
That's why you have all fucking dog moms, pet moms. They get a fucking small animal to fucking have to project their child rearing needs onto.
Because they know they fucked up. They know. They won't admit it, but they know.
Like consciously or unconsciously. Like they might never even admit it to themselves, but they know deep down that something's wrong, and they're doing everything to try and fill the void.
Agreed. You know, dog moms and all that shit is fucking weird. Very weird. I'm pretty sure it's a new concept.
They fucking call them fur babies. Like it's obvious. It's there.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I'm surprised we were having a debate about this. Like I thought this was common knowledge, but IY fan, he says, have you heard that the biggest egg factory burned down while we have an egg shortage? Not to mention every other factory that burned down the last few years. It reeks of deliberate action. Yeah, I'm getting pissed off because it cost me around $20 for 60 eggs. That's fucking annoying. $21 for a 60 egg count. I've never seen eggs that expensive before. And you know, if you're trying to stay fit, trying to stay healthy, you're gonna burn through those eggs. So, in my opinion, I'm gonna put on my little tinfoil hat. Yes, something deliberate is happening right now.
Yeah, it's a statistical anomaly. Like,
Sirius Gray, what do you think the world will look like 20 years from now with everything going on? Nuclear winter, or there's going to be a lot of elderly will eventually outnumber the working class, if you get what I'm talking about. I wouldn't say 20 years, but let's say 50 years from now.
oh god, 50. Fuck.
Because they're pushing this alphabet community stuff, right? So that means less people are having kids. That means the population collapse that's happening right now in Japan is slowly but surely will happen in the United States. So it's going to be nuclear winter, or there will be a slow decay. Like, if nothing happens, right? If we don't get blown to smithereens, the West will be a shadow of its former self, in my opinion. Like, we're already a shadow of our former selves, but it's going to be a lot worse in 20 years.
I don't think that we can sustain a gradual, our continued decline for another 20 years. I really don't think that we can hit that point where like shit's gonna break before that happens.
Yeah, I agree. Actually,
like we can't predict. I'd say we can't predict 20 years out because that's a post-collapse that we're hypothesizing.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat once again. If things don't get better, I will say that there's gonna be a complete change in the world within 20 years, and I don't mean like, oh, it's a new phase, new decade.
Year,
no,
new me.
Yeah, no, it's going to be some new world order shit in 20 years. No. All the clues that you're seeing with the WEF, with all the world leaders deliberately doing proxy wars and how they're pushing for bug sandwiches and all that stuff. I think something big is going to happen that will change the world in 20 years. I don't think it's going to be for the better. Maybe for the elite, but not for us.
A lot of people going to die.
Yes. And then whoever remains, hopefully you're ready for a bowl of bugs with a glass of dirty water. That's going to be your breakfast. You will have nothing and be happy. Let's keep going. Let's see if there's any other questions. Everybody's been having some very good questions tonight. I see they're having a conversation amongst themselves. They're just having a great time. Okay, bam. Shinobi 1, question time. When do you consider that we are in a world war? When we are told that we're in one, when there are multiple battlefronts open, or when we are sent to our untimely demise? I say we're in a world war right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're already there. It's just subtler.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind, like, being in a world war does not mean that we are in total war. Those are very different things, and I think they get confused.
Agreed. All right, it's right now we're okay. How do I explain it? Right now we're in the beginning stages of World War III. It just started.
I think that we've passed the beginning stages. beginning stages, I would say started basically right after World War II.
So you're
like-
going that far back? Okay.
Like I say, like I'm gonna say, if we're gonna look at the beginning, I'd say what we call the Cold War.
Okay, I agree. Cold War. Yeah, that's where the origin of the start of World War III. I agree.
Like we had multiple nations interlocked with each other, waging economic war.
Yep, and it was mainly the United States and the Soviet Union.
U.S., Soviet Union, and then all their fucking proxies.
Yeah, we had a lot of proxy wars. God damn. Like,
So, like,
a lot.
Like we're just looking at a whole bunch of minor skirmishes, but at what point does it escalate to full-on war? Maybe if we wanted to look at it, you'd have to say, well, what portion of the economy is dedicated to the conflict? That would probably be a good way to measure it. Like how much of a country's spending goes into the conflict. If it's very little, then you could say that they're practically at peace. Whereas if essentially all of the economy is going into the conflict, you're in total war.
Yeah, and the United States doesn't count because we're always on some stupid shit somewhere. So, but everywhere else, I agree. I definitely agree. But we always spend, well, now we're getting to the point where we're spending almost $1 trillion in the military. So,
yeah, but again, it's percentage of the economy, because keep in mind, more money goes to welfare than the military in the U.S.
well, yeah, but at the same time, if we're going to be comparing military spending, the U.S. spends more than the top 10 military spenders combined. So, there's that variable.
Yeah, but of course, that also means that literally the countries number 2 to 11 need to all gang up together to beat the U.S. in raw economic power.
Which I do believe that's where the true war is going to be currently. Well, that's what's happening right now. That's where
That's
I believe.
the thing. Like, since you can't beat the U.S. in raw economic power, that's where we have the current war, which is it's an economic psyop where they're trying to destroy the U.S. economy and the morale. Which, let's be honest, they've succeeded. The U.S. military is fucking garbage. Like,
Yep.
No one decent would be wants to fight for the United States.
Gas prices is through the roof. Eggs are like $30 now. It's starting to irritate. It's going to get to the point, in my opinion, where there's going to be more people against the war than for it.
No, actually, it reminds me. I played a while back a campaign of Total War Shogun 2, which takes place during the Warring States era Japan. I would fight and engage in military conflicts to beat people initially, but around the mid to late game, I realized that a super effective way to take territory was just to send a monk into a territory and have them incite a riot. And then when the place inevitably fell and became neutral rebel territory, I'd just sweep in with my main army and clean it up.
And is this based on the actual militaries, or is this like a fictional military where you just make?
No, it was feudal era Japan.
Oh shit! Okay, my bad. My mind blanked on that one. Okay.
Yeah, no, I wasn't playing fucking fantasy. I was playing literally feudal era Japan. I'd send a Buddhist monk into a city and have them incite a riot amongst the populace. And taking out a whole bunch of fucking freedom fighter rebels was always way simpler than trying to take the city by force. And it was better diplomatically too, because I didn't piss as many people off, because I wasn't taking the territory of a neighbor. I was liberating a city from rebels and just happened to end up under my control afterwards.
Okay, I see what you're saying. But
that's what's happening right now. Only instead of a Buddhist monk, they're sending their fucking social justice warrior communists or whatever over and infiltrating and inciting riots and a whole bunch of dissent within the populace. They're even converting agents. Like whenever I'd run into an enemy agent, I'd send my monk after them to get them to convert to Buddhism and give up serving their master.
Like what was his name again? Yuri Bezmenov or something like that?
Yeah, Yuri Bezmenov, yeah. That's the thing. I basically did that in order to conquer most of Japan.
And it's very effective, and he's been warning us since what, the 1970s? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the 70s.
Yeah, last thing, he can warn all he wants, but the people who are in a position to do stuff don't want to give up their comfortable life, so they're not going to see it until they can't avoid it anymore.
So when it comes to that situation, I do agree that since, okay, let's say besides mutual assured destruction, right? Russia and China cannot fight the U.S. alone directly. That we can establish.
That's the thing. They can't take the territory.
Right,
They can't invade and conquer the U.S. by military means.
Yeah, that or just like being in a neutral country, right? That they can't. It's impossible, in my opinion, for Russia and China to fight the U.S. one-on-one alone in a neutral battlefield. That's just, it's not going to happen. We're just too powerful for them to take on alone.
Well,
so I see why they pull the PSYOP situation, where it's going to get to the point that there's going to be a lot of weak, frail, effeminate, just low morale, weak, disgusting, lazy people that will erode over time, right, for decades now, to the point where, like you said, like our military is pretty ass. Like we got great technology, but besides that, we're not a good military. The morale of the U.S. is low right now. It was a genius plan to go with the PSYOP instead.
That's the thing. It's like the guys who hoard a shit ton of guns. Like, it doesn't matter how many guns you have, how many hands do you have willing to fire them. Like I'd rather have 5 guys, like each with one shitty gun, than one guy with 5 amazing guns.
I agree. I completely agree with that. And it's something that I know many people in this community talk about for years now, where there has to be a bigger play than just feminism. There has to be an overall, bigger plan than what it meets the eye. And as time goes by, especially 2023, a lot of what we speculate is coming true. So that is something that we're going to have to deal with in the near future, especially with Taiwan, because one of the generals, the U.S. general, said that he warned the officials that within 7 years there may be conflict with Taiwan and China. So that's going to be fun.
Yep.
So it's crazy. See, that's when, in my opinion, World War would definitely start. Because we're already dealing with Russia. Now we got to deal with China. China's helping Russia. Russia is making deals with Iran and India, and that's when the ball will officially roll. China. I'll be surprised if Trump makes it in 2024.
Now,
gets back into the Oval Office.
But here's the irony, though.
What's up?
From what I've seen with China, like, if the U.S. wants to beat China straight out, stop trading them, stop investing with them, stop giving them money. You don't have to fire a single shot. You just have to stop financing them, and they'll fall apart internally. All this shit's falling apart all the fucking time.
Wouldn't the U.S. suffer as well because that's the only reason why the U.S. and China hasn't gone
What will have
in
what
direct
will the
contact.
US what's the US going to suffer more from? War or some economic trouble with China? Like if the US cannot if the US would rather go to war than cut China off,
Well,
then the US is
you-
that's fucking shitty.
you got to think about it from the economic sense, right? If the U.S. gets crippled economic wise, a lot of people around the world will be affected as well.
Do you think they're not going to get economically crippled by going to war with China?
See,
Like what? You think that you're going to keep your trade routes open with China even though you're exchanging bullets?
no,
and
what I'm
missiles?
saying is that's the only reason why they haven't gone to direct conflict in the first place. Because if their economy falls, the entire world they're gonna suffer.
Yeah, well, they're going to suffer anyway because China's going to be like, well, are you? Because that's the thing. If that's the case, then the U.S. isn't going to do jack shit to stop China from taking Taiwan because of the economic repercussions. So there's not going to be a war with China because the U.S. has already lost.
It will be another how you say. Yeah, if the Taiwan thing does happen, I will think that China will back off before they even get to the let's cut all the economy, because that's literally suicide when it comes to China. So I think China will go to the negotiation table way sooner than let's just
But
do
here's
it.
the thing: China is falling apart as it is right now. Like they don't have the room for negotiation. Like you're not dealing with someone who's reasonable. You're dealing with a cornered animal.
But what I'm saying is, if we do go to direct contact, it won't be as long as with Russia, in my opinion. And
Like what do you
What's
mean
it called?
with what do you mean with Russia? You mean like the Cold War?
no, when it comes to direct combat, because like you said, they're already falling apart already. And if they want to try the U.S. when it comes to capturing Taiwan, if they're not doing so good, once again, I don't know if they'll use any nukes or not. But let's say if they don't use nukes, China will much rather not go into a complete loss. They'll much rather say, "Hey, okay, I'll back off. Let's just sign something," instead of let's just fuck up the entire economy, cut everything off, and not just the United States and China, the entire world. It's not going to look good, and I doubt that's what the elites want.
Okay, but do the elites have control of China? Because it doesn't matter what the elites want unless they have the control to enforce their will.
I don't know who's involved with the elites, but I'm assuming at least the world leaders, that's not what they want. The superpowers.
Okay, well, how are they going to stop China if they're dependent on it?
No, I'm saying that the U.S., they're not afraid to go in direct contact, but I doubt China themselves will be like, let's just fucking fuck everything up, because
why do you doubt that? What else does China?
Because that's suicide on China's part to even
they're
do that.
already dying.
Well, you think they're gonna fucking
take everyone else down? Take everyone else down with them. Yes.
I don't know about that. Based on my knowledge, I doubt it, because they're still within 100 years of trying to. I know about the 100-year plan. They're still trying to do their best to become a bigger superpower. The biggest superpower.
You really believe they have a 100-year plan and not? Because did their 100-year plan involve all their infrastructure projects falling the fuck apart?
Well, I'm not saying it's a perfect plan. I'm just saying I'm sure that's still the goal.
I'm sure that the 100-year plan is just fucking propaganda to keep the political party in power, and that they don't actually have a fucking 100-year plan. They have a 100-year plan.
I read it, and it seemed pretty solid. They're a little behind schedule back when I read it in 2017.
Yeah, I'd compare their fucking objectives in 2022 with how they are now. Because I'm pretty sure they didn't did their 100-year plan involve the current bioweapon?
What'd you say?
Did it involve the bioweapon?
No,
Did it involve mass protests?
no.
So they're not on script.
Like I said, they're not. The plan won't be perfect. I'm not saying everything's going to go according to plan. Of course, there's going to be something that will kick them in the face out of nowhere. That's how everything happens in life. Well, they're
I
still
don't know,
trying
man.
their best.
God, if this is their best, Jesus Christ, man.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, the U.S. and China has more to worry about than just direct combat. They both mutually benefit off one another, and it doesn't. It's just a lose-lose situation all around. If they want to fuck up the economy.
Okay, but that's the thing. Like, where we disagree here is, I see that China is fucking dying. Period. It doesn't matter whether they go into direct conflict or negotiate. All that does is change how long it takes for them to die. And I think that they'd much rather die in a blaze of glory, taking down the entire world economy, than they would just, slowly dying off while everyone else learns to live in a post-China world.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying, but it all depends on what the people in power, what they want to do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Like
the Communist Party.
Like, do you think that China wouldn't blow up the economy if they genuinely thought they had nothing to lose?
I don't think you'll get to that point, but if it does, yes, yeah. I do agree they will do that if they have nothing to lose.
Yeah. Okay, and then our disagreement is just whether or not they think that they're at that point. I think they're heading to it. You think that there's a way out of it. Is what it is.
Well, Crimson Strider says China is not dying. BRICS party is seceding. Well, Russia is seceding. I know India is doing pretty well. Brazil, I don't know about Brazil. But China and who's the S again? Saudi Arabia?
What the hell is BRICS?
It's pretty similar to like NATO, the EU, and all that stuff. Pretty much, they're the ones that get together. They're the Eastern version of like NATO and shit. But it's mainly the economic portion where they get together and try to rival NATO, rival the EU. But Russia is doing great. Like hell, they were still selling oil to the enemy even when Russia's at war. Because guess what? You can't really do anything if you're running out of oil. But India, they're neutral. Brazil, I don't know. They're just doing whatever. But China, I don't know.
I don't know. What I see coming out of China is that everything they're doing is falling apart. And okay, like literally 850,000 people, like Chinese people, died like within the past year. Like they've already hit the point where there's more old people than young people.
Okay, I was wrong. South Africa. But yeah, they're the ones that are together and try to, very close relations, especially economy-wise.
Yeah, like they're branching out and they're trying stuff. I'm not saying that they're not doing things. I just
because BRICS have been around for like how long?
Yeah, but keep in mind, like the whole Belt and Road Initiative, all that shit's falling apart. Damn.
I thought it was earlier than that. All right, BRICS was founded in 2009. So yeah, it's brand new. But still, the only people are doing good right now, in my opinion, is Russia and India. So far, when it comes to the economy, everybody else, good luck.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like maybe you guys are seeing shit that I don't see, but I'm giving my assessment from what I've seen. So.
It's something that I can look into. Not gonna lie, this is something that I'm interested in. What's truly going on in China? I know there's protests and all that shit going on, but I want to see what's actually going on right now. Where's it? Okay, so does anybody else have any questions? Because we answered a lot of questions.
Yeah, like it's almost midnight here. Even
Yeah.
even if they do have questions, I think we'd have to do a part 2 because like I gotta be fuck yeah.
You
I'm
gotta go
looking at
touch-
less than
touch
5
the
hours
grass.
of sleep as it is.
You got melatonin? You got something to help knock you out quickly?
No, I would not take anything to help knock me out because I'd be worried about sleeping in. I just got to go to fucking bed and I got to get up in the morning to do shit.
Touche. Hopefully you got some coffee on you.
Yeah, I'll be injecting caffeine like crazy. So,
But all right, guys, we're going to end the Q&A here. Very interesting time. And yes, once again, every time you say it's going to be a short stream, it's always like an extra hour or 3. But it was very informative, very a lot of engagement. And you already know how me and Gray are, okay? If you guys ask good questions, we have to elaborate. We have to, take it a step further. So it's your boy Sirius and the Gray Ghost. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream today. Thank you everybody that decided to donate today. Greatly appreciate it. You guys are definitely awesome. Also, I'm gonna rewatch this stream so I can, pinpoint important conversations that me and Gray has. So thank you. I had fun. I had fun today.
yeah,
You had fun, Gray?
yeah, it's fine.
All right. We are out. Peace. Oh, see
Peace
y'all
out.
tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow on Yeetus News. Yeetus News tomorrow.